Where we left off in the last video is that we had colored our fonts, but you may have noticed when we saved that the outline of this font is still red. And when we go to the send, we can see that darker red that's outlining around the font. And remember, I said that that is your cut line. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the design, and we're going to change the color of the line by selecting lines over to your right and choosing the line color section. And we're going to actually just make the line transparent. That means that the line is transparent for our design, but if we still go back to the send, we should be able to see the cut line. And it's very important as you're making designs to keep in mind the cut line, because right now we are making a colored design so that we can show that to our customer so that they can decide whether they want this product. However, we need to make sure what format it's going to cut out and what lines are going to actually cut out, and if it's going to result in what we want it to result in. Often that welding that I showed you in video 1 becomes a problem because there's a line here and your text hadn't been welded. And so without us practicing that over and over again, sometimes we forget it. So I'm asking you to check for these weld lines in the send before you actually save it and think you're going to send this to the Silhouette machine. So now going back to your design, you may find that you want to add something else to this design. So one of the things that's very popular for us is that we have sometimes glitter or other patterned vinyls that kind of gives another element that you can't necessarily get if you go to a screen printing shop, or not as easily available. So maybe we want to show our customer that we can do glitter. So what we would do is then go over to the color palette, but instead of choosing the solid colors, we would choose the fill pattern icon and go down and find one of the fill patterns that we have available to us. We happen to have this chevron design, so we can put the chevron color into the back. Now, when I put the chevron into the word back versus other designs we've done, it just kind of doesn't seem to look that good as far as a chevron pattern. So maybe what I'd like instead is to change it to glitter. What you'll notice as you're playing with your designs is maybe once you've changed this to glitter, this doesn't look as good in this color, so now I have to go and change this maybe to black, and then I have to go to my lines and make them transparent because the red is showing through. And when I go to send, I can see my cutouts. So go ahead and go back to your design that you were working on and play with looking at the patterns and how those patterns match up with maybe a solid color.